welcome back to Zeke's RC. Today we're going to put a truck on the bench here and get going on the upgrades on it. I've kind of teased it in the shorts. It's one I've been hoping to collect parts for, but the stupid grill's been on back order for a while, and I'm finally just going to do this, and I'll put the grill in it at a later date. So I only have a servo and an ESC to do to it, so it's going to be relatively easy. But it's the old Mashigan right here behind me. Let's get it on the bench and get going on it. All right, we have the Mashigan here on the RC bench. I'm finally gonna throw the mods at it. I already kind of started. I've got the Vanquish VXT2 tires on it and some dual stage foams, and Cindy's wheels mounted up on it already. I'm gonna do a Hobbywing 1080, the 45 kg Amazon servo, not turbo, servo. And I'm gonna do some bumper mods because this bumper is hanging out here in the way. It'll probably get cut right there with the frame. May put a winch on here because I like how those look on the YJ. I've got a what do you call it, version 1 grill on order for this, so it'll be the vertical slat grill, make it look like the true YJ. But it's on back order, so I don't know when it's gonna get here. I was kind of holding on this video till that come, but I'm done waiting because I don't know when I'm gonna see that. This rear bumper, check that out, it hangs way down there. So it's gonna come off. I'm gonna see if I can make some mods to it to bring it up. And because it's unnecessarily hanging way down there. So I'm gonna see if we can modify that and put it back on. I'm probably just gonna remove the tire mount here and either go without the tire or pull the rear seat, put the tire here in the back. So that's kind of what I have planned for it right now, so let's get into it. Okay, so I decided that the body didn't have to come off. I've got the ESC loose, and man, that tape that these guys use is almost permanent. That was crazy. So that guy's loose, and the receiver's loose, because I am gonna put this on a Flysky GT5, so I need a different receiver in here as well. So I got my steering servo loose. They've got a little servo that goes into the dash that turns the steering wheel on this thing, so we're gonna leave that hooked up, and we'll replace that ESC, get the Flysky receiver in here, and get going on this. Bringing you in for an update here. 1080's mounted. Put my switch here where he's gonna be nice and easy to get to. I run the wires over to my Flysky GT5 receiver there. So he's all mounted up and wired in except for the steering servo, which I'm still yet to change. And then I need to change this connector over to a Dean's. So far so good. Trying to keep the wiring looking decent and semi-nice in here. So let's change that connector and then look at swapping the servo out. So here we go. Well, I've about decided that the body's gonna have to come off so I can get my steer servo in. I did get the old one out, but getting this one in with the body and the grill and stuff in the way is just becoming a nightmare. So I'm gonna pull the 8 screws, take this body off, just separate them a little bit, get the steer servo put in it, hooked back up, and we'll go from there. Well, things have escalated quickly. Body's off. I took the rear bumper and I flipped it. Just turned it upside down for now to see, because man, it hangs down in the rocks. Took the front bumper off. We're gonna give it a trim. I've had to trim out my hole for my steering servo and still can't get it mounted because the mount piece here, it's only held on by 2 bolts. And let me show you the problem. It's only held on with these 2 mounting bolts here, and the other 2 slide into the channel that's in here in the frame. And this piece here, the mounting channel, is thicker on this heavy duty servo than it is on the RTR servo. So the mounting channel in here needs to be wallered out a little bit. And then I've taken my Dremel and kind of gone around these edges here too to make things a little simpler, but now I've got to get in here and sort that out. So more challenges, but let's trim that front bumper. Just like that. I know I've said this before, but if you don't have one of these, get you one of these. Makes this RC stuff so much easier. Just trying to make that so it looks factory. A little scuffed up is okay, but got a nice squared edge there now, so we'll take this one down. Alright, I'm happy with that. Okay, nice and short. I'll have full tire access. We'll get this back on the Jeep. Alright, I just set the body back on there for a couple of test fits. Look at this bumper now and that access to the front. I took the red plate off of here. That looks so much more original Jeep. My YJ grill is on back order, so I still have this pig nose looking thing, which I don't like, but that'll get changed as soon as my grill comes off of back order. And like I said, I flipped this rear bumper upside down, and now it's level with the bottom of the body and up there out of the way where it needs to be a little funny looking, but I could get used to that. Not terrible. And no longer is it here killing our departure angle, so that's a good mod, guys. Just flip that bumper upside down, get that thing up out of the rocks. Okay, I gotta get on to making that steer servo fit. I gotta do something with hollowing the frame out there to make that wide mount fit, so on to that. Alright guys, we're back here. That steer servo's all installed. I didn't record any of that because it was pretty boring. Just sitting there grinding on the edge of the servo. I decided to take the edge of the servo down instead of the frame. So, but that 45 kg, she's all put in there. Body's bolted back on it, and I gotta follow up with the rear bumper doesn't work flipped upside down. So I just completely removed it. Yeah, it's, you know, you're gonna drag that body just a skosh there on the really steep stuff, but it's way better than it hanging down there in the rocks. So I'm excited to go try these tires out. Got pretty good tire squish there. We got dual stage foams in here, so she should work pretty good on the side hills. I decided not to pull the seat and put the spare tire in here. I figured, what's the point? It looks just as realistic with a back seat in there. This thing is crazy realistic anyway, so well, next up we go run this thing. So I'm looking forward to that. Get that thing out of the crawler park and see what it can do. So Thanks for following this video on the Mashigan Upgrades, and stay tuned for the running video at the crawler park. Thanks for watching.